Craig, JD and Mike.
Right, so here we are at Mike's house. As you can see, we've just taken the cover off the M5. Mike, how long has the car been sat?
It was sat for about 8 months, 9 months.
And how did you come to have this car?
I always wanted one. It was a bit of a treat to myself, really. I used it for 2 years, I think, and then life got in the way, and I really didn't want to sell it, so it got parked behind here.
What makes this M5 so special compared to other ones? Because, you know, you can get M5s with V10s quite easily.
Yeah, this one's a touring, so they only made 222. Believe it or not, they keep going between here and Japan. So I think last time I checked, there's 160 in the country. So that's between some getting written off and some going backwards and forwards to Japan. Hopefully I never have to part with it. I've done a lot of preventative maintenance work on it. So we've got the brakes and a suspension refresh left to do. Apart from that, it's had all its rod bearings, it's had its throttle actuators, it's had its SMG pump. Yeah, I love it.
Do we think it's going to start first time?
I don't know. Do you know what? I don't want to jinx it, but you hear horror stories about V10 M5s. This really hasn't given me any issues at all. So, yeah, I think it will.
All right. Well, let's give it a go. Let's see if he starts up. Hasn't even unlocked it yet, look. And then we will, well, hope for the best. Let's go for first fire up.
That's fire up. The only fire up. Oh!
There she goes.
Box resets, so the battery is a little bit weak, but...
Alright, so we got it first time. So the next thing on the list was to get the car on the road, straight up the motorway, and all the way into Mike's workshop.
Right, what's in the box, Mike?
What's in the box? So I did a bit of research. ATE make the parts for BMW, so these are effectively BMW genuine bits without the BMW logo and a less fancy box. We have got 4 brake rotors. I think that's a real one because that's a smaller one, believe it or not. I did a load of research on these. You can't buy the pistons from BMW. These are rear caliper rebuild kits. Both the rear discs were pretty warm when we got here, so I knew the rear calipers were sticky from the MOT. It's got caliper pistons, all the rubbers, all the supports, new slider pins, bleed nipple. So we're going to rebuild both sides of the rear calipers. It's quite a common issue on this era of E60 M5s and E90 M3s. Brake pads for the front and the rear, again ATE because that's OE stuff. Not too precious about the box, but there's the pads. I decided as we were going to bleed the brakes, and I've got no record of it ever being done. Got 4 brake hoses, and then I just ordered everything that I thought we might be able to replace while we were doing the job. So there's new slider rubbers there, got wear sensors, we've got anti-shudder caliper brackets, anti-slip compound. A lot of people use copper grease, that's the proper ATE brake paste. The rear handbrake shoes, because again I've never had a record of them being changed. And another common issue with these is the material delaminates from the actual shoe itself, and then when you're driving along it spins around and it can lock the wheel up. So I've got no record of them ever being done, so got those as well. By the end of it, there shouldn't be much on the braking system that isn't brand new.
So even though we've just driven about 2 hours, you can see how minging the brakes are on this. You know, how we haven't even cleared the disc off. It's also the rust down here, so obviously we're not getting full brake contact. Brake pad's a little bit thin anyway, and for an M5 it just looks a bit manky really.
Right, BMWs use their own separate handbrake system. A lot of the cars it's built into the rear caliper. On a BMW it's just the caliper for the foot brake. The handbrake shoes actually sit in the middle of the disc and push out on the brake bell. So we've got a complete separate set of shoes that we've got to change. So we're just going to get these old ones out. I've got no record of them ever being changed. They look pretty grubby. The handbrake's terrible on this car. While we're in here, it makes sense to just change everything. So we're hitting these brakes with the parts cannon today. So very simple. 2 retainers here. You can see how hard that one was to come out. Probably never been adjusted in a long time. You find a lot of problems with these old M cars now is people, myself included, just leave them behind the house, use them on special occasions and everything seizes up. So all this is going to go in the ultrasonic cleaner, so when it comes out it'll be free and good to go. Right, everything else we've got is brand new. These are the 2 bits. You've got the adjuster, this one's not seized too badly, and then the mechanism that the handbrake actually pulls on, that's not too bad either, but we're going to put them in the ultrasonic cleaner anyway.
Not quite as strong as Mike, so I can't cut it with these. Let me get some bigger ones. When I can find them. Would you thought, after working in this workshop with these boys for 7-8 years, I'd know where to find things, wouldn't you? There we go. We're going to put one in pipes, that doesn't matter. Got a new fluid to put in later, but just to save the mess, we're going to be a bit rough today. Shove a screw in like that. That'll at least help with some of it.
As you can see, this one was a pain to get out. There's rust on the piston, which yeah, they've just had it, to be honest. What I'll probably do is put these back together with the new pistons, then look at ordering 2 brand new calipers from BMW. I need to drive this 100 miles home tonight, so we're going to have to do something with it. But what we're going to do now is just bare metal, is give them a quick jet wash to get the worst off, scrape out where the piston seal goes, and then give them a round in the ultrasonic cleaner just to get as much crud off them as possible, so when we rebuild them they're as good as they can be. But this one particularly, having seen how far I've gone, I'll probably I'll rebuild it, but I'll look at getting a brand new one from BMW, I think. Right, the jet wash is frozen solid, so we're back to the old school way, using the parts washer just to get the worst off.
So that was the right on the bench, that was the left on the bench.
So you stood that side?
Yes.
That's what you've got.
So this is as you're looking at it from the bench.
Right.
Alright Mike, so whilst the rears are all cleaning in the parts washer, it's going to take about 40 minutes. What are we doing on the fronts?
Discs, pads and brake hoses. We'll clean these hubs up. We've got new wear sensors, but where the front doesn't have anything to do with the handbrake, this is a pretty simple disc and pad swap. So nothing particularly special happening here, apart from the replacement of the brake hose. We're going to have to bleed the brake rears anyway, so might as well do the fronts. The rear hoses were actually quite brittle, so I'm glad I made that decision to do those.
Cool. So big old brakes on the M5, whip these off, and then we can at least get the front done whilst the back's cleaning.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
Alright, so on the fronts, you can see we've got the brake calipers off. The problem we have is the last person to do brakes on this put the grub screws in way too tight, and obviously they're rounded. So this side's rounded, the other side's rounded, so we have to drill them out. Thankfully we've got some more. Really interestingly, the M5 has front brake wear sensors on both sides on the front. Every other BMW we've come across has only ever had it on one side on the front and one side on the back. So we've only got one brake pad sensor, so we're going to have to send JD to Euro Car Parts to get another one, as obviously they both broke when we tried to pull them out. So, one step forward, 2 steps back, as always. But it's getting there.
So I've just gone to do the lunch run because it's cold and we need sustenance. Classic meal deal, and look, it's what, 2 o'clock, and look how cold it still is outside. Certainly got the thermals on today.
As we can see, John hard at work here, doing John things, meandering and chatting.
Your face.
We decided to do a George and stop for lunch.
We've gone for something now.
I reckon it is. We've had about 3 lunches. It's like a baboon, isn't it?
Health and safety man's off today. Oh, lovely.
We have done this for the comments section to save.
Man, you should have cleaned the wheelbarrow. Man.
This isn't actually the brake paste I was expecting, but I guess it is ATE brake paste, so it will do.
For Michael Wood.
I see Piggy Boy's been here with fingerprints all over it.
Oink oink.
Have you got the socket? Oh, it's like working with a pig, isn't it? I have to get a nice new J-cloth and clean all this pig off it.
You have to do this side as well.
I know.
What's got the new brake pads for though?
Yeah.
Clean all the handprints off.
Perfect.
You haven't had a sex injury again, have you?
I forgot about Mike Taylor's sex injury.
Again?
I've never had a sex injury.
Mike Taylor comes in the workshop the other month, all crooked neck, shy as you like with his missus. And I said to him as a joke, Mike, have you got a sex injury there? And he went all sheepish, didn't you?
I did.
Fair play to him. I can't even get a text back. Right, these calipers are free, to be honest. They look a bit grubby. Didn't help with driving it over in freshly gritted roads. I'm just going to put a pad back in it and use the pad to push the piston back. Take the hose out first. And I'm going to get one of these old microfibers to catch the fluid. Nope. There we go. So that's reset for when it goes back together. Just give it a clean up. We will go outside and just wash this once we've got it apart. Now the only thing I want to do on the front, because they wear and they don't really cause the brakes to stick, but they just allow a bit of movement, is we've got brand new ATE sleeve guides and end caps. So we'll clean up the pins which are here somewhere. Now, so we'll clean up the pins, put some of the ATE brake paste on them, and run them in the new collars. Right. Right, so got the new sliders in there. BMW actually say not to grease the pin, but ATE, who make the caliper for BMW, say you should grease the pin. So we've rolled the dice and we've decided to grease the pin, because if you own a modern BMW, they say that the ZF gearbox oil is sealed for life and you never have to change it. We all know how much BMW likes to destroy a ZF gearbox. ZF say you should change the fluid every 50k. So if you've got a BMW with a ZF gearbox and you have changed the oil, you might want to look at doing that. Very simply, that slots back on. Craig's got the tool to do it up. So I'm not using the tool to put any torque on, we're going to use a torque wrench to... This is literally just widen the braking. Done. Right. Lovely. So we've got our old brake hose that we wedged the screw in so it didn't leak brake fluid all over the floor. I'm going to put this brake hose in as far as it will go and do a very quick swap to minimise the fluid we lose.
And then we haven't got to bleed the brakes.
We have.
Alright, front's finished. So as you can see, we've got new pads, cleaned the calipers all up, new discs, new hoses. We have got a new brake sensor to go on, but we're going to do that after we bleed the brakes because it's going to get in the way. Now that we've got that finished, we can get the rears out of the, what is it, ultrasonic cleaner?
Yes mate, yeah.
And the ultrasonic cleaner.
As good as they're going to get now.
Cool. Get them on this nice clean bench, and then we can get them built up, get the rears finished off.
Right, this won't look perfect straight away because stuff always needs a wash when it comes out of here.
To be fair, nice and steamy. And it's cold day.
Heated, bro. I mean, there's remnants of the crud that's come out already, hanging from the basket.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So, put the lid back on, just in case it takes a bit longer, but I don't think it will.
Let's just plan jet wash it off.
Take it in the workshop, clean it all up.
Cool. Let's go.
Done. So, new inner seal, new piston, new dust cover, new sliders, new pins, new bleed nipple, new dust cover.
Good as new, innit?
Good as new.
Get on the motor.
Get on the motor. So we're going to set up the handbrake shoes.
Yeah.
That is effectively a drum brake inside the middle of the disc for the handbrakes. So in here we've got a pair of shoes. You can use a screwdriver through one of the bolt holes to wind the shoes out, but what you don't want to do is do them too much, because then the car won't go in reverse, because as the drum turns backwards it forces the shoes out. So we'll line this up. Can't actually see, need a light. Right, just going to wind this out till it rubs.
We have pretty much got the backs finished. We've got the front's pretty much done. Mike's just putting the last brake pad wear sensor on. We've both had enough. You enjoying yourself today?
I'm glad it's being done, but
We're ready to go home.
that's a passenger one.
And we've ordered the driver's one.
We've ordered the passenger one
Oh.
because we thought this was the driver's one.
So we're gonna get that on, debate what we're gonna do about our next issue, and then we've just got to bleed the brakes, and then we are going home. We have had enough. Isn't that right?
I mean, it's been a big day. We've done a lot.
Yeah.
I'm pleased with the progress.
It's good to get it back in the game though. Although I could write my name on the side of it.
Don't you dare, it's just been machine polished.
So whilst Mike's just finishing up topping up the brake fluid, just blowed the brakes, thought I'd show you some of the really cool features in this car. One of my favourites is this. If you get the door, it will automatically close it for you. So you haven't got to slam it, you can just... How cool is that? And then you won't be able to see it on footage, but the lumbar supports move. So let's say we're turning that way, this lumbar support here will turn inwards to hold you in. So again, not gonna be able to show you on camera, but it's just cool how these like move in and out to kind of support you as the driver. All suede sort of headliner and everything, and a full panoramic roof. It's just such a really cool car. And you think actually, when you think this is an estate and it can tow and all the sort of good stuff like that, not only is it a really cool car, but also a really helpful one as well, really handy to have. So the only downside we've got on this is it's got the older BMW CCC system, look, with a silver knob and a low resolution screen. So in the next M5 episode, we are going to strip all of that out, put all new high resolution screen, CIC stereo, and guess what? We've got another Mr. 12 on the go that we're going to put in this car as well. So we are done, and we're on our way home.
Bit of fuel for the car, bit of fuel for us from the petrol station.
That's all right.
We'll see whether that's all gone to plan.
We'll see if we're going to hit 200 miles per hour on our way home. Obviously not. So we're about, what, halfway home?
Yeah.
Noticed there was, well, we just stopped just to double check everything was tight in that. We've noticed that the rear caliper is stuck on the passenger side this time. So we've managed to swap the stuck caliper from the driver's to the passenger side.
I said I was going to buy 2 new ones. I think I'll just buy 2 new calipers.
Yeah,
Can't
stick them on.
Work out why, unless it's the ABS pump that's got a problem and the pressure's going in and not coming out again. But what was really weird is the car rolls, and it's not the handbrake shoes in the middle.
Yeah, because you can touch that on the disc where the handbrake shoes are and it's cold, but you touch the actual part where the brake caliper touches and it burns your finger. But the other side is freezing cold, so you can literally just touch it. So we know there's an issue there. Just M-car thrills, M-car bills, I suppose. So we'll just buy 2 new rear calipers and shot them in, bleed the brakes again, happy days. So
I think that's the plan.
let's continue our drive home and see if we can actually make it. All right, we've just got back home. Let's just check to see if the actual, if it's still hot. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's hotter than I don't think it's fully seized, but yeah, it's hotter than I'd like it to be.
Yeah, that's still not quite right. So
Not good enough for this car.
what do you think we're going to do then, Mike? We're going to get another caliper, or?
I think, to be honest with you, mate, I'll just order a caliper for both sides, put them on. They don't take long to change. I don't know if they're expensive or not. Hopefully not, but
Yeah.
I guess at the end of the day, if it needs it, it needs it.
Probably can't see us very well, but it's dark. But thank you so much for watching. If you want to see how we're going to fix this M5, and stick around because the next episode will be out soon. You guys know what to do. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, all that good stuff. It really does help us. And we'll see you guys in the next one where we finish the M5. Maybe we get the caliper unstuck.
Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone.
So today, I f***ing wrote up.
Never seen a car with 3 dowels that dowel the brake list to the hub. I've never seen a car that has 3 dowels to dowel the brake list to the hub. I'm trying.
Through it all, too many things going on. I can't keep track of them all. From people dropping a bomb